Well, hello, thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail. You're very welcome to the programme. And what you're looking at there is the STORMONT Hotel, as you can see. And that's because we're actually just outside STORMONT buildings here, an estate. So I'm going to do a few videos here, tell you a bit of the history as well of this estate. Of course, this is where the Northern Ireland Parliament sit. And that's about the biggest gatehouse I've ever seen. So it is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you in and show you a World War II crater. But before I do, I'm going to give you a wee view up the avenue here, up to Parliament buildings. Pretty amazing, isn't it? Now you can see it says STORMONT Estate. And they've near everything in here. But that's right up the top. And Sir Edward Carson's statues, the wee black thing there you see on the plinth, but it's actually 12 feet, the figure itself, but it looks very small from here. And STORMONT buildings is immense. And of course they got that for a steal, because in 1921 the newly formed government of Northern Ireland was looking somewhere for their parliament, and so this was originally owned by the Clelands, the Reverend John Cleland and his wife Esther, and eventually the last Clelands moved out in 1893, and then in 1921 it became the property of the new Northern Ireland Parliament. Now that building there wasn't built until 1932, so it was a castle which is private beyond those trees there, so you can't get into it except for once a year when you're during the Heritage Trail Day. So they got that for a steal at 21,000. The estate here, which included the castle and various other buildings. But there's a wee map there of the area, I'll show you. So that's Parliament buildings. So that there's a castle there, and I will do a wee video on that, but it'll be from a distance because you can't get into it. And then that's Carson's statue. And then this is where we are heading here, the bomb crater. So that's where we're going now, because this actually happened during the Belfast Blitz, whenever the German Luftwaffe were dropping their bombs. And thankfully this crater here in STORMONT wasn't filled in, so it's left today and you can still see it. They have a fence around it now to protect it, but you can certainly still see it. You can see the beautiful scenery there. So if you live in the area, and even if you don't, look at the sun shining. Get yourself down here and get your feet a walking round STORMONT Estate. Big history here, but even if you're not into history, there's various other things. You can see their machines for fitness as well. And they have picnic areas, they have different things. So you can avail yourself of them. But there was about 1,000 people died in the Belfast Blitz. Now, the Belfast Blitz, of course, Belfast wasn't the only place that the Luftwaffe bombed. They bombed other areas as well. But one of the craters fell here. Or one of the bombs fell here and left this crater. So that's nice there, isn't it? So I'm going to show you it. And they've got a fantastic park here for the kids as well. And they've even got their own section for the dogs, where you can let your dogs run about. There's a couple of birdhouses there. And of course, the statue there of Lord Carson, there's a connection with World War I as well, because the UVF, the Ulster Volunteer Force, it was originally the Ulster Volunteers and then it became the UVF, which Carson formed, ended up being moulded into the 36th Ulster Division and fighting in World War I against the Germans. So a connection here with World War I and with World War II as well. But this is the crater here. You can see the bluebells growing in it. Beautiful scenery here, no doubt about it. So this is the crater. Isn't that amazing? My goodness. That must have made some thud and some bang when it fell. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? It's great to still have this. What you're looking at is a wee bit of the history of the Blitz here, ladies and gentlemen. In 1941, World War II. But it's all grew up over now, isn't it? Although they do weed it and whatnot. So, a wee bit of information here. It says, World War II Luftwaffe landmine bomb crater. During World War II, many bombs and landmines were dropped on Belfast and other areas, particularly in mid-April and 4th and 5th of May 1941. This crater was not filled in after the Blitz. So there you go, folks. Absolutely fantastic, isn't it? So thanks for watching, and God bless.